Took about 3 months off work to very, very slowly recover and slowly build my strength back up. I went through the rehabilitation process at a nearby hospital, which was excellent, where they taught me to exercise, and I went to counselling about how to deal with things, psychologically, how to reorganise my life so that I didn't work at 1,000,000 miles an hour, which I tend to do, firing, all 12 cylinders all the time. The exercise program is, one of the big changes in my life is that although I used to exercise a bit, I now exercise a hell of a lot. 3 or 4 months after the event, I was also diagnosed with post-traumatic stress as a result of basically the involuntary part of my brain telling me that if I crossed a road, even an empty road, I was about to die and would send huge bursts of stress hormones through my body, and which you can't rationalise with. And that also changed my life and is something that I'm still coping with and something that I have to learn to beat. I was back at work part-time. I went back to work part-time, and they kind of ramped it up under the guidance of the occupational therapist. My employer was brilliant, allowing me to do this. I was back at work part-time probably within about 3.5 months, and back at work full-time within 5 months. I'm still dealing with fatigue. I'm and having to pace myself a lot more than I used to, and trying not to work as hard, I suppose. I ride a push bike for half an hour at lunchtime at work, and then half an hour of an evening, or a bit more if an hour if I can't do the lunchtime ride. And I do weights 2 or 3 times a week at a gym, which is a vast difference. I also and the biggest thing that I've that I've not enjoyed really, I mean, the exercise has turned into something I quite like, but the thing I don't enjoy is that I don't drink at all 4 days a week, and then when I do drink those 3 other nights, I'm only supposed to have 2 beers or 2 glasses of wine, which is a vast departure from what I used to drink. Where it really is evident that it has affected people is mainly with male friends that are my age, many of whom have cut down their drinking, cut down their smoking, and started exercising every day because of the shock. But some are certainly, thinking about their own responsibility to their families, and they've told me about this, and that they feel that they should exercise more in particular. When I was at home, I always had this thing where I felt like I needed to be doing something for the family, fixing up the house, doing, stuff for the family, rather than spending quality time with them. So I've rearranged those priorities. So I'm doing less, building fences and fixing up the house, and more actual, time spent with the children and my wife. And I clearly needed to learn how to relax and actually have downtime, actually waste time, which is something I never did, and I now enjoy a great deal, just mucking around with the kids or whatever. And I also picked up the guitar, something that I hadn't done in years, and found that as a great negative stress, to just lose yourself for, hours on end playing the guitar. The thing that I'd like people to realise the most is that this can happen to anybody. I had no family history. I do not have high blood pressure. I did not have high cholesterol. I don't have diabetes. I have I had only smoked a bit, and from time to time in my previous years, I hadn't smoked a great deal, but I did a bit, but not a great deal. It can happen at any time to anybody. this was the only piece of plaque in my heart and it burst. So the thing that people, I think, have to recognise is that they need to learn the warning signs. With all of the stress that goes on and all of the work and all of the money hassles and everything like that, just take time to be simple and quiet and, enjoy your life and relax, because nobody really can tell you how to deal with your own stress except yourself. And the only way to do it, I reckon, is just be kind to yourself and give yourself the time to rest.